Today we are starting a 5-part series that is a bit more technical than the regular Connect with Evi because we are going to be talking about IIS, reverse proxies, SSL, as well as capture on the go implementations. So strap on, get yourself a good coffee, and here we go. So in this first video, we need to explore all the prerequisites that we need in order to use IIS as a front-facing web server in front of the workflow module, as well as how to install SSL certificates and to use reverse proxy to forward requests from a web client back to workflow and get the response, process it, and send it back to the client. So first of all, what you need in order to follow this 5-part tutorial is you need to have a public-facing IP address, and more specifically, a static IP. Now, this IP basically means that whenever you are online, your IP never changes. This is something that is provided to you generally by your internet service provider, so you can get more details from them to obtain it. The second thing that you will need is a domain name, basically www.something.com. So .example.com is what I'm going to use throughout this series. So you need to register this domain on any authority online. So you can use name.com, for example, GoDaddy, whatever you prefer. I would suggest name.com, but don't quote me on that. The third thing that we need is a Windows Server installation. I'm going to be showing you Windows Server 2000 R2, but you can also use Windows 2008 Server R2. The instructions are a little different. I will point at the bottom of the video when it is relevant for instructions regarding that specific OS. And the last thing that you will need is an SSL certificate. Now again, I can't really tell you where to get them. There are multiple authorities online where you can purchase an SSL certificate for use with HTTPS connections. So just Google purchase SSL certificate and you will most likely find a couple of sources, and you will have to decide which one you want to use, which one you trust as the provider for your SSL certificate. With the domain and public IP obtained, the thing that you need to do for them to work together is you will need to configure the name servers for the domain name to point to the IP that you have obtained from your ISP. Now, again, this is a bit beyond the scope of this video, so you'll have to contact your IT department or your ISP to get help on setting this up. So those are all of the things that you need to provide in order to follow this tutorial. There is one last thing specifically about configuration. It is beyond the scope of any single video to tell you how to configure your network so that the public static IP points to the Windows Server installation. So you're going to have to do that yourself. If you have an IT department, those are going to be the ones who are going to handle all of this for you. So this concludes the first video of this 5-part series. In the next video, we are going to explore how to install and configure IIS for the first time. So see you in a few clicks.